This is your ultimate stop for everything sports. The Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. Should I say more? From the NFL, MLB, the NBA to MMA, it's all in here. The Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. Listen now.
And welcome to the GSMC Sports Podcast. This episode is brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. And as always, I am your host, Jesse Tapia. All right, it is Tuesday, March the 6th. Let's see, what do we got going on for today? I'm going to do the weekend recap in the first segment. I'm going to talk about the Rockets-Celtics game a bit. I'm going to talk about the Cavs. Turns out they're probably not as good as we all thought they were after those first two games. Be talking about Adam Silver. He talked about how they're going to be thinking about maybe making some changes as far as how they interact with elite high school players come out, graduating and stuff like that, whether it be going to the NCAA or whatever. And I just think that's just get it over with already. Take the one and done rule away. All right, let them come play in the G League if they want out of high school. Let them get drafted if they want. It's time. It's dumb, the whole situation. So we'll be talking about that for this first segment. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's see. The Rams traded Robert Quinn to the Dolphins. Going to be talking about that for a bit in this first segment. Probably fit it in towards the end. Second segment, we're going to be recapping yesterday's NBA games. Had a bunch of good ones going on. Damian Lillard pretty much ended all Lakers' hopes as far as winning their game yesterday, dropping 19 in the fourth. We'll be talking about that game. Pretty much talking about all the other ones. Third segment, we'll talk about there's a little report going out that Kirk Cousins could be getting a 3-year, $91 million fully guaranteed deal from the Minnesota Vikings. We'll be talking about that. Talking about Le'Veon Bell getting the franchise tag and pretty much anything else that has to do with the NFL. We'll be talking about. And then for the fourth segment, good old Canelo. All right, tested positive for clenbuterol, I think it is, however you pronounce it. All right, says it was from contaminated meat. I'm more inclined to believe it. I'll talk to you about it. Why in the fourth segment? Talk about what it means for the fight coming up and pretty much what it means going forward as far as him and Triple G go. So we'll be doing that. And then for the fourth segment, as we always do also, we will be making my picks for tonight's NBA games. All right, yesterday I did pretty well. I made my picks on the GSMC Basketball Podcast. Check that one out whenever you get a chance. I think if it wasn't for Damian Lillard going off and the Bucks letting me down, I would have got them all right. All right, but nonetheless, I think I've only gotten there's been 2 days where I've gotten all the picks right, but one of them was 3 games. The other one was just, I got it right, So we'll be doing that. Maybe see if anything else pops up. We'll be talking about Ed Hockley retired. Maybe talk about him. Just kidding. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe save it for the fourth segment. But either way, let's get it going. All right, so weekend recap. We had the Rockets playing the Celtics. All right, great game. Celtics blew it in the last 3 minutes. Bunch of bad turnovers. I mean, Rockets took advantage. Can't really fault them for taking advantage of the Celtics' mistakes. All right, they did well there. And the Rockets ended up pulling it out. What was it, 120 to 117, somewhere around there. All right, Marcus Smart almost hit the game-tying 3. At the very last second, you had Chris Paul right on him. I think it was it Markieff Morris or Marcus Morris, who threw it down? I think it was Marcus Morris. Marcus Smart catches it, turns around, pretty much just chucks it up in the air, and it hits the front side of the rim. So it was pretty close. I mean, it would have been it would have been probably the shot of the year if he would have hit that, because you had him catching it. It was in the little, not the corner spot, but the little, I don't know what to call that. There's the middle, there's the corners, and there's that spot in between. Not sure what to call it, but either way, there was that right by the sideline right there. Catches it, turns around, shoots it, falls back into the crowd. If he hits that and gets back up, we got videos of it forever, right? But he missed, and the Rockets won. Good on them. All right, Rockets still best team in the West as far as seeding goes. All right, as far as them being the best team, no, that team in Oakland still pretty good, believe it or not. As far as the Celtics go, second best team in the East. All right, first best team being the Raptors, and it turns out that's how the seeding goes too. But one thing I pretty much thought of when watching the Rockets play this game was that I don't think the way they play is sustainable as far as success against a team like the Warriors in a 7-game series. All right, I just don't think so. All right, the whole thing, trying to go out, shoot a 3 every chance you get. I mean, I saw a stat where I think they are shooting more 3s than 2-pointers this season, and that's the first team to ever do that if they finish the season doing that. And I mean, it's been working for them, but I just don't think something like that works against the Warriors, especially, all right, because like the way the Rockets play, they'll take a bunch of threes and they try to get to the line a whole bunch. And it's worked out, but I don't know, I just feel like against a team like the Warriors who, it's just, stuff like that doesn't work. I just don't see it working, all right? Because eventually those threes aren't going to be hitting, okay? You can't live and die by the three. Or they say you live and you die by the three, all right? Houston's got to die eventually, all right? And I think when they die, it's going to be against the Warriors. They got to figure something else out, all right? You got to get to the hole a little bit more. You got to start taking those mid-range shots. I mean, I guess, like I said, it's been working all year as far as living and dying by the three, but, I mean, there's going to be that point in time where it's not going to be working, and you're going to have to figure something out. What is that something else that they could figure out? Like, what else could the Rockets do? What else are they good at, all right? Literally, all they did in that game was shoot the three. And again, it works. It's fine. But you do have to have a plan B. And what is the Rockets' plan B? That's my question, all right? What is their plan B when it's not going to work, all right? Trevor Ariza, he's a wing player. He can't play on the inside. Ryan Anderson, we all know he can't play on the inside. James Harden, he's going to get his no matter what. Chris Paul struggles from time to time. I mean, I think he was in early foul trouble in that game. Wasn't really much of a factor if we're being real, all right? Off the bench, Eric Gordon lives by the three, dies by the three. Gerald Green, that little honeymoon thing where he was playing well, it's kind of run its course, all right? Now he's not really getting too many minutes, but either way, I mean, he could be a little bit of a factor. But like I said, he's still a three-point player. And you got Joe Johnson, who really, yeah, on paper, wow, they got Joe Johnson. Really great buyout, all right? Really good player to sign right there. Hasn't really done much. PJ Tucker, he's that moments guy, all right? He's going to be sitting in the corner, all right, when it's late in the game and you need a stop or two. Maybe he could get it when he's in the corner late in the game. You dish it out to him. Maybe he'll hit that three. But who can do something on the inside is what I'm asking. Clint Capella? You going to go through Clint Capella to go out and beat the Warriors? Maybe, maybe not. Definitely not, all right? They got to figure something out, all right? Because it's with the playoffs too. Chris Paul never gotten past the second round, all right? He's got some type of curse on him. James Harden, if it's a series clinching game or whatever, James Harden just freezes. All right, what was it against the Spurs where he had that one game where it was pretty much like what happened to James Harden? It's like the Monster stole his talent. All right, from Space Jam. But either way, they gotta have a plan B, and I'm not sure that they do. It's pretty much fast paced, back and forth, three. All right, three after three after three, get fouled. Three after three after three, get fouled. Three after three after three. All right. That's one thing, too, I don't really like about James Harden, all right? I think he's a great player, going to win MVP this year. At least that's what it's looking like. But I can't stand how he just looks to draw a foul, all right? And you can't really say much because that's just part of the game. But it's just, I can't stand it. You'll see him, all right? As soon as they set that, there's this one play that they do, all right? They'll have Clint Capella come up, set a screen, and when the guard or whoever's guy who's guarding Harden tries to get around it, you're going to see Harden kind of get into him a bit. So that way when the guy's trying to get around, it looks like he's fouling. Harden goes up to shoot, and boom, there's the foul right there. He does that constantly, and it irritates me. I'm not going to lie, all right? But like I said, it's within the rules. It's all right. So really I can't get too mad at it. But it's just one thing I don't like about it. All right, but as far as everything else goes, I mean, they need to have a plan B in order to beat the Warriors. You're not going to be able to beat them doing what you do constantly as far as shooting threes and getting to the line, all right? You're not going to be able to beat the Warriors at the wrong game. And the Warriors do have a plan B, all right? You got the Sean Livingstons who could come off the bench and do something. You got the Andre Iguodala's, all right? Steph Curry isn't just a three-point shooter. KD is one of the best mid-range shooters in the league, all right? You got Draymond Green who could be a factor. They have backup plans, but I'm not sure the Rockets do. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. So as far as that goes, it's just my thoughts from there. As far as the Celtics go, I mean, they blew it in the last couple of minutes. Bad turnovers. You had Al Horford who hit the deck with the ball, and instead of calling timeout, I mean, I guess you could say that Brad Stevens wanted to call timeout to Mark Jackson, and those commentators were talking about that he was trying to call timeout. But either way, you didn't get it. The dude just throws it to absolutely nobody. All right, the Rockets pick it up. That was a bad play right there. There's one where Kyrie was going for a layup. It goes in and out. Pretty much just couldn't get it going in the last 2 minutes. So that's how the Rockets won. But either way, I mean, the Rockets were hanging in there for most of the game. All right, that's one thing, too. I can't, not the Celtics or Rockets, but Mark Jackson, man. Mark Jackson, don't really like listen to him as a commentator, all right? He's just very, I don't know what it is, all right? You can tell when he's commentating for the Warriors games, he just has some against them. And I guess, yeah, they fired you, won the championship the next year. This is what it is. There's just something about Mark Jackson commentating games I just don't like. But either way, that game happened, all right? Rockets won, like I said. And we had the Cavs who played this weekend, all right? Lost to the Nuggets, and believe it or not, the Cavs are no different than the Cavs before the trades, all right? They might have figured something out with Larry Nance starting. Maybe you start doing that and bringing Tristan Thompson off the bench because they did beat the Pistons yesterday. We're going to be talking about that game in the next segment. But as far as it all goes, I mean, this team still doesn't play defense, all right? They still don't, not whatsoever. All right, honestly, if I'm being real here, yes, they have LeBron James. All right, yeah, that's a factor and all that. But the top two teams in the East are the Raptors, then the Celtics. And then personally, I think there's a drop-off between number 2 and number 3. All right, I don't think the Cavs really come close to either of those teams right now. All right, and we're so stuck in this whole little, they have LeBron, they're going to get to the finals. They have LeBron, he's gotten to the finals year after year after year. This isn't nowhere near the team, the type of teams he's been playing on the last few years, right? This isn't like that Miami Heat team. This isn't even like the Cavs team from last year. It's nowhere near it, okay? We got to stop that. It makes sense if, he's got a Kyrie Irving on his team or a prime, or a Dwayne Wade in his prime, or a Chris Bosh, or even anyone else they had on that Cavs team last year, but they don't. You got Larry Nance, you got Jordan Clarkson, you got Rodney Hood, George Hill. Okay, and? All right, this isn't the same team. Not at all. I see people saying, the Celtics were number 1 seed last year and they lost to the Cavs. Yeah, the Celtics are a completely different team. Raptors, they're a completely different team, all right? The Raptors weren't getting the same bench production they're getting this year than last year, all right? I don't know if I said that right. This year, the Raptors' bench production is a whole lot better than last year. All right, let's make it clear. The Cavs, completely different team. Like I said, no Kyrie Irving, no Channing Frye, none of those guys. All right, they're all gone. You're not going to win. You're not going to make it out the East with a Larry Nance, with a Rodney Hood, with a Jordan Clarkson, or a George Hill. It's just not going to happen. Maybe when Kevin Love comes back, maybe LeBron's like, this is the last of the little era that we had. Maybe I should give him the ball more. Maybe Kevin Love comes back, pretty much plays the same way he did in Minnesota, which I'm not holding my breath for. I mean, we've been waiting for that Kevin Love since he left Minnesota, all right? So, I mean, with the whole Cavs thing, can they even beat the Wizards in a 7-game series? Honestly. Let's say the Cavs drop to the 4th spot and they have to play the Wizards. John Wall coming back. Wizards have been playing good basketball, playing good defense. You think this Cavs team could go out and beat the Wizards in a 7-game series? I'm sure, they'd probably be the favorites. But, I mean, it's going 7 games, and anything can happen in Game 7, all right? So the Cavs really got to figure it out, and I'm not even sure if there's anything to figure out, all right? I've been saying it. I'm going to say it again. This just reminds me of the time LeBron left Cleveland the first time, okay? Gets bounced in the playoffs, takes off his jersey, leaves, all right? He's going to go to Philly or LA or Houston. All right, it's going to happen. Cleveland fans, if you're listening to this and you're just clutching onto it, no, LeBron's coming back. He's not. There's no way he's coming back. It's just not happening. All right, so I guess prepare for it now or get heartbroken later. And I hope Cleveland fans aren't burning his jersey either. All right, let's run his course. Yeah, he came back. Yeah, great, but he's not coming back. No way whatsoever. All right, so that's my thoughts on that. Let's see what else we got going on over the weekend. Like I said, the Miami Dolphins got Robert Quinn. All right, I like the move. People were talking about how Robert Quinn might be past his prime. Injuries might have got the best of him, but he was playing in a 3-4 defense last year. All right, he's more suited for a 4-3 defense, playing as a defensive end. All right, not really much of an outside linebacker. So I think with the way Miami runs their defense, which is a 4-3, you're going to see Robert Quinn playing a whole lot better. You're going to be having him, Wake on the outside, possibly Charles Harris. If I'm the Dolphins, I have Wake come off the bench, pretty much come in on third down situations, stuff like that. Situational type player, just keep him rested. You got Sue, and then you got Jordan Phillips and what's his name? Devon Godshaw, something like that. He played really well last season. Going to be in his second year. So Dolphins are going to have a pretty solid defensive line. Still got to figure out that linebacker position. And I like the secondary they got going on over there too. So it's looking good for Miami. They do have a bit of a plan. Still got to figure out what's going on at the quarterback position. Got to figure out what's going on with Jarvis Landry. So we'll see what's going on there. And then for the other thing that happened over the weekend, all right? Like I said, Adam Silver made some comments about adjusting the rules between high school elite athletes coming out and the NBA, talking about how they're going to have like possibly programs to prepare them and stuff like that. Adam Silver, cut it out already. All right? Take away the one and done rule. Forget the NCAA. Forget them. All right? If a player out of high school feels like he can come out and play in the NBA, let him come out and play. And, we got to have that rule that baseball has. I don't know why college baseball has the rule where or even MLB, college baseball, whatever, whoever made up the rule. It doesn't matter to me, but they have it to where if you don't get drafted, you can go back to college and play there. Why don't we have that for the for basketball? That makes no sense to me. Why are basketball and football the most messed up sports in the NCAA? All right, there's no problems in baseball. There's no problems in men's soccer. There's no problems in hockey. I think in baseball, you can have agents when you're in college. I have to double check that. That's just something I thought I heard. But either way, I mean, I don't understand why basketball, you can't go and see if you can get drafted. If you don't get drafted, why can't you just go back to school and play there? All right? I understand there's a bunch of different logistics that go with it and all that, but I mean, we got to start making it easier for the kids coming out. It's not about the NCAA. It's not about the NBA. All right? It's about these kids coming out. They're the ones who are in the future. They're the ones who are going to be cashing the checks or having you cashing checks and making you money. All right? NCAA is so corrupt, though. It's just ridiculous. I can't stand the NCAA. They're like, you think the NFL is bad? The NCAA is 10 times worse. All right, and I don't understand how people side with the NCAA. It makes no sense to me. I think it's just honestly, all right, it's just all my opinion right here. I think it's just a matter of jealousy. All right, I think people see these kids getting free scholarships, all that, pretty much playing basketball and all that, thinking, wow, I wish I could have had that. Well, you should have worked a whole lot harder as far as playing basketball every day like these dudes do. All right, but as far as it all goes, the NCAA just kills me. I can't stand them, and they need to get rid of the whole one and done rule. All right, forget giving these kids preparation seminars and stuff like that. Let them come out into the draft if they want. Let them come make the money. All right, so that's all I got to say. Pretty much the weekend recap there. The whole Canelo news did happen. Was it yesterday? I think it happened yesterday, so it's not technically the weekend, but either way, we'll be talking about that for the fourth segment. Like I said, next segment, we'll be talking about the NBA games from, what was it, Monday? Yeah, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Are you looking for the very best NFL and college football podcast? Then check out the GSMC Football Podcast. Get the latest football news both on and off the field. From the NFL Draft to trades to the rumor mill to the NFL Combines, they got you covered. That's GSMCpodcast.com/football-podcast. Get updates on college rivalries, game day insights, and much, much more. It's football talk the way you want it. This show eats, sleeps, and breathes football. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
All right, and welcome back to the GSMC Sports Podcast. That last segment, we pretty much just did a recap of the weekend, talked about the Rockets and Celtics, talked about the Cavs, talked about the Dolphins getting Robert Quinn, talked about the NCAA, said some things about them, said some things about Adam Silver. All right, and then for this segment, we're going to be talking about Monday's NBA games, okay? Had a bunch of good ones, so let's get into it. First up, we had the Celtics facing off with the Chicago Bulls in Chicago. Turns out this one was over by the time it started, all right? The Celtics won this one 105-89. I believe at one point the Celtics were up by like 87 in this one, or 37, I should say, not 87, but 37. And there was a point where, I mean, there was like 3 minutes left in the first quarter, and the Bulls only had 5 points, so it was ridiculous. But like I said, the Celtics won 105-89. For Boston, you had Al Horford with 13 points, 7 rebounds, shot 6 of 8 from the field. Guy's been slumping a bit, so I guess a nice little pick-me-up game against the bad team. Jason Tatum had 14 points, 5 rebounds, shot 5 of 12 from the field, 2 of 6 from the three-point line. No Kyrie, so Shane Larkin got the start in this one. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Jaylen Brown in this one, 21 points, 4 rebounds, shot 9 of 13 from the field. Off the bench, you had Abdel Nader with 3 points. Oh, I read that wrong. Thought he had 13 for a second. I was like, wait, how? Either way, you had Greg Monroe with 10 points, 9 rebounds. Marcus Smart, 7 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, shot 2 of 7. Terry Rozier, been a monster off the bench for the Celtics this year. 13 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, shot 4 of 11 from the field, 3 of 8 from the three-point line. Really thought that Terry would get the start in this one, but Brad Stevens said before the game that he didn't really want to mess with the second unit, so that's why he threw Shane Larkin out there, and it makes sense, I guess, for Brad Stevens to do. I almost call him Bradley Stevens, but yeah, Brad Stevens to go out and do that. So, I mean, it worked out. As for the Bulls, you have Bobby Portis, who got the start in this one, had 7 points, 6 rebounds, shot 2 of 8 from the field in this one. Larry Markkinen, one of my favorite rookies, had 12 points, 4 rebounds, shot 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 5 from the three-point line. Chris Dunn had 7 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 3 of 10 from the field. Zach LaVine team player right here, all right? Knows the team is tanking, so let's just tank his shot, all right? Shot 1 of 11, 0 of 4 from the three-point line, 4 points. Off the bench, I guess Denzel Valentine didn't get the memo. He had 20 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 7 of 11. And you had Cameron Artis-Payne, the guy who could dance pretty cool. All right, had 10 points, 2 assists, shot 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three-point line. All right, once again, the Celtics won that one, 105-89. As for the next game, you got the Detroit Pistons facing off with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Cavs won this one, 112-90. All right, Blake Griffin for Detroit had 25 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 10 of 22 from the field, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. Reggie Bullock had 11 points. Shot 4 of 10 from the field, 3 of 7 from the three-point line. Andre Drummond, 15 points, 9 rebounds. And you had Ish Smith with 6 points, 6 assists. Then for the Cavs, you had Larry Nance with the start in this one. I call him Larry Nance, or should I call him Larry Nance Jr.? Either way, the younger Larry Nance, 22 points, 15 rebounds, shot 9 of 15 from the field. LeBron James had 31 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, shot 11 of 17 from the field, 5 of 7 from the three-point line. George Hill with the solid stat line here, 23 minutes played. All right, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 of 5 shooting from the field, 0 of 1 from the three-point line, 3 points. J.R. Smith has had a few games where he puts up a goose egg in the scoring column. 0 points, 0 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 of 3 shooting, 0 of 1 from the three-point line. Rodney Hood got the start in this one, 13 points, 3 rebounds, shot 4 of 12, 0 of 2 from the three-point line. So you got Jordan Clarkson with 11 points, 6 rebounds, shot 5 of 10, had only 1 3 in this one. Chetty Osman with 12 points, 6 rebounds, 5 of 11 shooting. And let's see anyone else do anything notable. I guess you could say Kyle Korver, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 6 from the three-point line. All right, solid stat. Pistons are 6-9 since getting Blake Griffin. 6 of those 6 wins have come against teams on the second night of a back-to-back. They are frauds, you guys. The Pistons are frauds, all right? They had me on that side, on that bandwagon for a bit, but the Pistons are frauds. I should have learned it sooner. They're frauds, okay? Frauds. F-R-A-U-D-S, frauds. As for the Cavs, they're not frauds. They're not as good as we all think. But, I don't know. Maybe that just can make them frauds. But the Cavs are a weird team, all right? 37-26. Let me see what they are in the standings, where they are in the standings right now. I think they're still 7 games back of Boston. So about 7 games back of Boston, 8.5 games back of Toronto, only a half game up on Indiana. Look at that. Cavs lose 1, Indiana wins 1. Boom. Both tied for the 3 seed. Cavs lose 2, Indiana wins 2. Indiana 3 seed, Cavs 4 seed. All right. I mean, they're only a game and a half up on the Pacers. They're only 2.5 games up on the Sixers, 3.5 up on the Heat, 3.5 up on the Bucks. All right. Imagine, the Cavs can go on a 3-game losing streak. Everyone else goes on a 3-game winning streak. Cavs move back down to the 8th seed. That'd be wild, all right? Cavs, they're not making it out the East this year. That's my bold prediction. Not even sure how bold that is, but that's my prediction, all right? So I'm going to lock it up. Be ready for it, because I'll be going back to it, even if I'm wrong, all right? But as for the next game, we have the Milwaukee Bucks facing off with the Indiana Pacers, all right? Milwaukee lost this one 89-92. Let's see, from Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo with 18 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 7 of 16 from the field. Chris Middleton, only 6 points, shot 1 of 7 from the field there. You had Eric Bledsoe with 26 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, shot 10 of 22 from the field. 2 of 10 from the three-point line. Jabari Parker, 15 points, 5 rebounds, shot 7 of 10 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. Guys been playing really well off the bench. Put him in the starting lineup already. Then you had the Indiana Pacers. Thaddeus Young with 10 points, 7 rebounds, shot 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line. Bojan Bogdanovic with 29 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 9 of 13 from the field, 5 of 7 from the three-point line. Corey Joseph had 6 points, 5 rebounds. Victor Oladipo, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 5 of 19 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. Once again, those Indiana Pacers won this one 92-89. Indiana's a cool team, I think. All right, I don't know. It's just, I don't know if it's because Reggie Miller is one of my favorite all-time players, and yeah, I'm only 21. Didn't really get to see Reggie too much. Honestly, like, the only really true memory I have watching Reggie Miller is just watching his retirement speech and him crying. That's literally, like, the first memory I have of Reggie Miller. I had to go back, watch those 30 for 30s, and watch highlights of Reggie Miller for him to become a favorite player of mine all time. But literally, my first memory of Reggie Miller is him crying at his retirement speech. Oh, that's funny. Anyways, as for the next game, we had Phoenix facing off with the Miami Heat, and the Miami Heat won this one 125-103. For Phoenix, you had Dragan Bender with 6 points, 6 assists. Real great draft pick there, Phoenix. You really knew what you were doing there. You had TJ Warren, 19 points, 4 rebounds, shot 9 of 15 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. Elfrid Payton, pretty much his first bad game, it's looking like, with the Suns. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 3 of 10 from the field. I think he's been averaging with the Suns since he's been there. 19 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. All right. Devin Booker, he had 31 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, shot 12 of 22 on the field, from the field, 4 of 9 from the 3-point line. For the Heat, you had James Johnson with 6 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, shot 3 of 8 from the field. Luke Babbitt got the start in this one, 12 points, shot 4 of 11 from the 3-point line. Those are literally all the shots he took in the game. Josh Richardson, 12 points, 4 rebounds, shot 4 of 6 from the field. Hassan Whiteside, 24 points, 14 rebounds, 10 of 13 from the field shooting. Might have been Hassan Whiteside's best stat line of the year so far. Goran Dragic with having a solid year. No one's talking about him, right? Maybe one of the more underrated players in the league. Dude's been playing lights out all season. Probably the Heat's best player this year. Had 17 points, 5 assists, shot 7 of 10 from the field, 1 of 4 from the 3-point line. Off the bench, good old Kelly O with 15 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, shot 5 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line. You had Justice Winslow with 12 points in this one, and Dwayne Wade, 12 points also. Both him and Justice Winslow pretty much had the same shooting chart, as you could say. Both shot 4 and 9 from the field, both hit 1-3. Justice Winslow, though, did have 12 rebounds, all right? So, yeah, like I said, the Heat won that one, 125-103. Before I move on to the next game, when do we start talking about Devin Booker as him being one of the best scorers in the league? All right, when do we start that conversation? What is he in? His third year, I believe it is. When is it time to start talking about the fact that the dude is going out here scoring, averaging around 25 this season? Let's see, what is his stats looking like? Let me see if I could find that. Let's see, 2018 leaders. It's got to be pretty high. I mean, don't let me down, Devin Booker. I'm trying to talk you up real quick. Let's see what we got going on. He's got to be up there somewhere. All right, let's see. He's the ninth best scorer in the league, tied with DeMarcus Cousins. So I guess you could say he's ninth all alone right there. Let's see how many points is he getting. 25 points a game. All right. Shooting 43% from the field, 38 from the 3-point line. That's pretty good right there. All right. So I guess you could say, yeah, Devin Booker's up there as far as one of the best scorers in the league. All right. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and yeah, I think it's just those two right there in the top 10 are shooting better than him in the 3-point on the 3-point line. Let's see, as far as who's shooting better than him and just total field goal percentage, pretty much everyone. It's looking like, yeah, so pretty much everyone in the top 10 is shooting better than him, but nonetheless, one of the best scorers in the league, all right? So we got to start talking about that more. Some people say he's not really efficient, but don't agree. All right. As for the next game, we had the Memphis Grizzlies facing off with the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs are starting to go down. All right. It's happening. We've been waiting like 2011, 2012, 2013. People were calling the Spurs old. They can't do it. This is that year where they're old, or it's just a matter of they don't have just the good players that they used to. All right. Tim Duncan ain't coming through that door. All right, so the Spurs won this one 100-98. For Memphis, you had JaMychal Green with 14 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 6 of 12 from the field, 2 of 2 from the 3-point line. Chandler Parsons, that's such a weird name right there, all right? Chandler Parsons, I mean, sometimes he's in there, sometimes he's out for the year, all right? You never know when he's going to be playing. He had 2 points, shot 1 of 4 from the field, 0 of 1 from the 3-point line in 15 minutes. You had Dylan Brooks with 21 points, 4 rebounds, shot 9 of 17 from the field, 2 of 5 from the 3-point line. Marc Gasol, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 8 of 13 from the field, 3 of 7 from the 3-point line. Let's see, for the Spurs, you had LaMarcus Aldridge with the good old 7 points, 8 rebounds, shot 2 of 8 from the field. Kyle Anderson had 11 points and a really cool alley-oop pass to, who did he pass it to? I don't even remember. I think it might have been, who was it? Who did he pass it to? I don't know. He had a really cool alley-oop pass. Pretty much turned around, threw the ball up. Or was it Deontay Murray? I think it was Kyle Anderson. Yeah, I'm going to go with Kyle Anderson. Then you had Patty Mills. He had 9 points, 3 of 10 shooting, 1 of 5 from the 3-point line. Deontay Murray with the solid 4 points, 4 rebound stat line. Off the bench, Rudy Gay, 7 points, 4 rebounds. Keep forgetting he's on that team. You had Bertrands with 17 points, 4 rebounds, shot 5 of 9 from the field. Tony Parker, all right? Old man Tony, 23 points, 4 assists, shot 10 of 14 from the field, didn't hit a 3. And then you had Manu who said, maybe I could do something. He only had 4 points. And you had Danny Green off the bench, 14 points, 3 rebounds, shot 5 of 9 from the field, 3 of 4 from the 3-point line. Once again, the Spurs won that one 100-98. All right, as for the next game, we had the Orlando Magic facing off with the Utah Jazz. Easy pick here. Utah won this one 94-80. For the Magic, you had Aaron Gordon with 13 points, 6 rebounds, shot 4 of 18 from the field, 1 of 6 from the 3-point line. Nikolai Vucevic with 15 points, 12 rebounds, shot 6 of 11 from the field. DJ Augustine had 10 points, 5 assists, shot 4 of 6. Evan Fournier said, you know what, I'm going to take as many shots as I can, but I'm only going to hit 4 of them. Hit 4 out of his 18 shots, 2 of 10 from the 3-point line, 12 points. For the Utah Jazz, you had is it Jonas or Jonas? Either way, Jonas Drebko. 12 points, 4 rebounds, shot 4 of 6 from the field, 3 of 5 from the 3-point line. Joe Ingles, another underrated player there, 18 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, shot 7 of 15 from the field, 4 of 8 from the three-point line. Rudy Gobert with the 21 points, 17 rebound stat line, shot 9 of 10. Ricky Rubio, 12 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. You got Donovan Mitchell with 19 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, shot 6 of 16 from the field, 1 of 7 from the three-point line. Once again, the Jazz won that one, 94-80. Really want to see the Jazz make the playoffs. Think that'd be fun. Then you had, for the final game of the night, the Portland Trailblazers facing off with the LA Lakers, and the Lakers blew this one, let me tell you, all right? The Portland Trailblazers won this one, 108-103. For the Trailblazers, you had, Joseph Nurkic with 16 points, 16 rebounds, shot 6 of 13 from the field. CJ McCollum had 22 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 6 of 15 from the field. And you had Damian Lillard, 19 points, 6 assists. Did I say 19 or 39? 39 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 12 of 25 shooting from the field, 6 of 11 from the three-point line. The 19 points came in the fourth quarter. Dude was lights out, pulling up from the half-court logo, just draining shots, all right? Just ridiculous. And he scored 14 points in a row at one point in that fourth quarter. Dude was just going crazy, all right? Brought Portland back. And as for the Lakers, you had Julius Randle, he had 21 points, 9 rebounds, shot 7 of 13 from the field. Kyle Kuzma, 11 points, 8 rebounds, shot 4 of 10. Lonzo Ball with 10 points, 3 of 9 shooting from the field. Now 3 of 7 from the three-point line. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 16 points, 9 rebounds, shot 6 of 14. And off the bench, you had Isaiah Thomas with 19 points, 7 assists, shot 5 of 21 from the field, 1 of 9 from the three-point. All right, getting back to Damian Lillard. Dude was hitting shot after shot after shot. Lights out, couldn't stop. Pretty much playing 2K18 on rookie mode. Dude was just on fire. All right, but, it's not like they were blowing the Lakers out. He was just trying to bring them back up. And you got Lonzo Ball, who's playing extremely well in the last couple of minutes of the game, hitting big shots, all that, playing extremely well. And you know what? Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Isaiah Thomas say, no, take a step back. I got it. All right, and Lonzo Ball doesn't touch the ball in the last minute of the game. I can't stand the fact that Lonzo Ball's last name is Ball, and I got to say Ball right after. It messes me up. But either way, getting back to it, all right? KCP and IT, both say, forget you. We got it. All right. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope tries to draw a foul, chucks up a bad shot, doesn't get the foul call, doesn't get the shot either. Who knew? You got him trying to go back, drive in, misses a layup. Lakers still got a chance at the end because I think it was CJ McCollum who missed his free throws. Isaiah Thomas, CJ McCollum too, misses his free throws. Next possession, fouls Kentavious Caldwell-Pope before the ball's inbounded. Isaiah Thomas has a chance to make it a 2-point game. It was 107, I think it was, or 106 to 103 at this point. McCollum fouls KCP. IT goes up to take the free throw, misses it. All right, just short. Then you still got a chance. All right, so they inbound the ball. Isaiah Thomas gets it, tries shooting it. Shabazz Napier strips him, and boom, game's over. Lonzo Ball does not touch the ball in the last minute. Ridiculous. All right, the dude playing as well. I wasn't even mad by Isaiah Thomas getting the ball at the end too. I think, Isaiah Thomas has been known to be clutch, right? Obviously, if you paid attention to last season. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, though, you have no business handling the ball in the last 2 minutes of game, let alone the last 5 minutes of any fourth quarter in any game in the history of the NBA. No business whatsoever. All right, I don't care if you're a veteran on the team. Clear out, get out the way. It's either Lonzo or it's Isaiah Thomas who needs the ball in those last couple of minutes. You're not even the third option on that team as far as crunch time. All right, give it to Kyle Kuzma before you, even Julius Randle. You're barely the fifth option right there. All right, when Brandon Ingram's out there, you're not even on the floor. All right. I don't know why Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was trying to take over in that last minute, but nonetheless he did, and that's one of the reasons why they lost. So that's all I got to say about that. But once again, the Portland Trailblazers won 108-103. All right, that's actually going to wrap it up for this segment. Next up, we're going to be talking a bit about the NFL. So stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Check out the show that's built on the MMA. From the UFC to extreme cage fighting, they got the fights covered. Check out the GSMC MMA podcast. Get the latest news on past or upcoming fights. Join us as we talk to and about some of the biggest names in the MMA, past, present, and future. When it's the fight game, there's just one show to check out. GSMCpodcast.com/MMA-podcast. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
All right, and welcome back to the GSMC Sports Podcast. Man, sometimes I just feel like I'll just catch myself about to do the intro, and then like right before, like, oh, nope, we're not doing the intro. We're going into the third segment, all right? But either way, just wanted to share that with you guys, all right? Sometimes we make mistakes, you know? But either way, today's show, we talked about the weekend recap in the first segment. Second segment, we talked about yesterday's NBA games. This segment, we're going to talk about how dumb the Steelers are for the fact that they're not going to be giving Le'Veon Bell a long-term contract. Going to talk about the possibility of Kirk Cousins getting a 3-year, I think, $91 million deal, $93 million deal. What's 31 times? Yeah, $93 million deal from the Vikings. It's possible. It's a rumor going out there. Fully guaranteed. We'll see what's going on there. Let's see, anything else going on in the NFL? You got Allen Robinson. The Jaguars aren't going to be tagging him, so we'll be talking about that too. All right, next segment. Forgot, we had Champions League going on today, all right? So we'll be talking about the games that played. I'm sure by the time this podcast comes out, you already know the results. All right, so we'll be talking about that. Like I said, we'll be talking about Canelo getting busted for PEDs, trace amounts of PEDs, but we'll be talking about it, and then we'll be making my picks for tonight's NBA game. So that's how the fourth segment's going to go. This is the third segment, so let's get into the third segment. Le'Veon Bell, okay, says he wants around 17, 18 mil a year. All right, no running back has ever gotten that kind of money. I think the highest paid running back right now is making 8, which is Devontae Freeman, or like 8 or 9, somewhere around there. It might be like 8.5 or something like that where you round up. Who knows? All right. But Le'Veon Bell says that's what he's worth. That's what he wants to get paid. All right? I'm all for it. Le'Veon Bell wants to be paid 17 mil. Let Le'Veon Bell get paid 17 mil. Okay? But the Steelers, they're not really feeling it. Not at all. All right? I don't want to pay Le'Veon Bell 17 mil. The Steelers are a cheap organization. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I don't know. Is cheap just like, is being cheap, is that considered like just a bad thing, or are you just cheap? Like it's just something you are. You're just cheap. It's not really necessarily good. It's not necessarily bad, but they're just cheap. All right? I guess that's what the Steelers are. Not bad, not good, just cheap. All right? Barely paid Antonio Brown. All right? They had no problem paying Ben Roethlisberger, but no. Le'Veon Bell wants money, so he can't have money. All right, I understand what the market is right now for running backs. And I always say, you don't pay a guy what you think he's worth. You pay what the market says he's worth. The market says Le'Veon Bell is worth about $10 million a year. All right? I think with the franchise tag, he's going to be making 14 or something like that, but I don't think he's going to be playing under the franchise tag, and nor should he. Why would you risk your career playing for a little one-year deal, getting a certain amount of money, but you get hurt? You're not getting a good deal again. All right? Like OBJ, all right, was on pace to get one of the highest paid wide receiver contracts in the league. Shreds his ankle apart. Now, who knows what he's going to be getting. So let's see. Right now, let's see. You got Devontae Freeman, who's making about $8.25 mil on average. LaShawn McCoy about $8 mil. Leonard Fournette making about almost $7 mil. Marv Miller getting 6.5. DeMarco Murray's getting 6. Ezekiel Elliott's getting 6. C.J. Anderson's getting 4.5. So yeah, market's pretty much, or at least the highest paid, is getting 8.25. All right, as far as guaranteed and all that, let's see. Guaranteed money, you got Devontae Freeman getting 22, LaShawn McCoy getting 18, yada, yada, yada. All right, they're all making big money. Okay. Wait, so Leonard Fournette, if I'm seeing this right, all his contract is guaranteed. All right, well, either way, getting back to it. Le'Veon Bell, all right? No player, no running back is making 17, 16 mil a year, all right? There's no way. But Le'Veon Bell is not your prototypical running back. All right? Not by any means. There's no one in the league that does what Le'Veon Bell does, all right? You can't have a guy out there in this league besides maybe Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley's probably the only one that does it, but he doesn't do it as well as Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell give you 130 yards on the ground. He'll give you 100 yards as far as receiving too. 8 catches, all right, 25 carries, few touchdowns, boom. Slight work for him, all right? That's why Le'Veon Bell should be getting paid that kind of money. He does pretty much what all these running backs don't do, all right? And for the Steelers not to pay him when they very well can, don't like it. All right, I am all for Le'Veon Bell sitting out this season. All right, I'm tired of the whole, you got to be loyal to the organization. Take a pay cut. No, that's not how it works. You wouldn't take a pay cut for your job, so why should he take a pay cut for his? All right. You got Steeler fans on Twitter saying, "Oh, be loyal to the organization. All right, you already have enough money." I can't stand. I can't stand when other people talk about other people's money. I can't stand it. All right. Don't forget, as fans, we all tend to forget that these guys are doing it for their jobs. All right. And I can't stand the average fan saying, "Oh yeah, we pay your salary." No, you don't. You do not. The TV contracts pay for. You pay a tiny bit of it. All right. You going out buying a jersey, buying a ticket. That's about a couple $100 right there. That's not paying Le'Veon Bell's salary. The individual fan doesn't really matter. It's true. All right. The individual fan does not matter. I guess fans as a whole, yeah. If people stop showing up as a whole, yeah, that's going to be bad for the game. But little John Doe tweeting out, "Oh yeah, I pay your salary." No, you don't. You could not show up to a game, and it wouldn't make a difference. All right, as a whole, yeah, sure. Fans pay salaries, sure. All right, but fans aren't going anywhere. All right, so I can't stand with fans tweet at players, "Oh, take a pay cut. You're being selfish. You don't know what they deserve." All right, it's a business. Le'Veon Bell deserves whatever he thinks he deserves as far as money goes. And some team is going to give it to him. And that's one thing, too, about the franchise tag, right? I know there's a whole bunch of different franchise tags. You got transition tag. You got a non-exclusive tag. You got exclusive tag. All that stuff. You should only be able to franchise tag a player once, all right? I say you franchise tag a player once. You have all year to try and work out a deal. You pay him whatever the franchise tag says you have to pay him. And after that, if you don't work out a deal, then he goes. You can't franchise tag him again. He just goes. All right? That's how it needs to be. You can't be held hostage by the franchise tag. I can't stand it. All right? You shouldn't be able to franchise a player more than once. It's either you franchise him, you work out a deal. Nope, that's your problem. All right, not his. If he doesn't want to be there, he can leave. All right? I can't stand the whole you can franchise a player 3 years in a row type thing. All right? Cannot stand it. Le'Veon Bell was franchised last year. Played under it. Should not have to play under it again. It's not his fault that the Steelers couldn't work out a deal. All right? And yes, it's up to the Steelers to work out a deal because they're the ones who are going to be paying him. Le'Veon Bell does not have to go any lower in his asking price, does not have to go any higher. Said 17, 16 mil is what I want. Give him 17, 16 mil. If not, let him go if you're going to be cheap. All right? I can't stand it. But either way, that's all I'm really going to say about it. If Le'Veon Bell didn't play this year, like I said, I'm all for it. Go out, be healthy. All right? Go get your money. As for Kirk Cousins could be getting a 3-year, $93 million contract, fully guaranteed. That's just a report came out. It's a rumor, not for sure, anything like that. But I feel like it's something to talk about. Kirk Cousins is not worth all that money. Not at all. And I might be sounding a little hypocritical here, but no. I have no problem with Kirk Cousins getting all that money. More than happy for the guy if he does end up getting a fully guaranteed contract. I'm all about players getting their money. All right? But if I'm a GM, yeah, I know that quarterback position is pretty low on talent in the NFL, but I just can't pay that much for a guy like that. And some team will. All right? But that's the biggest thing right there. Kirk Cousins getting all this money because the quarterback position is going down. All right, it's not about the quarterback anymore. As much as people try to push that narrative, it's not. You can go out. You can make it to an AFC Championship with a Blake Bortles, a Nick Foles, or a Case Keenum. Heck, you can even win a Super Bowl with a Nick Foles. All right? You can do that. It's possible. Obviously. You don't need a top quarterback in the league anymore. All right? And you know what? Aaron Rodgers is going to get paid. Let me tell you, the man is going to get paid. All right, him and the Packers are trying to work out an extension. Rodgers said he's not signed until Cousins gets his deal. If Cousins gets a fully guaranteed contract, how does Rodgers not? All right, Cousins probably going to get around 31 mil a year fully guaranteed. If Cousins is getting $31 million fully guaranteed, then Rodgers is worth about $60 million fully guaranteed. Obviously, he won't be getting that, but I mean, come on. Rodgers is going to get paid. All right? And good on him. He deserves it. But if I'm the Packers, you really want to pay Rodgers all that money? Honestly? Do you? No? All right? Yeah, Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Probably the best, most talented quarterback in the league. But You pay Rodgers 35, 40 million fully guaranteed a year. That's going to hurt you going forward. You're going to have to be having guys like me signing me off the street to go play receiver for him, all right? Maybe I could go return some kicks. Maybe I still got some wheels left, all right? But either way, I mean, Rodgers is going to get paid. So that's all I got to say about that. All right, we're going to wrap up this segment. Next up, we're going to be talking, what are we talking? Ooh, actually, let's keep the segment going. Let's talk about Allen Robinson not going to be franchise tagged by the Jags. They're going to let him walk, all right, before we end the segment. Let's do that. Let's fit this in there. It makes sense to me. I like it. Marquise Lee's a free agent too, looking like they're going to be bringing him back instead of Allen Robinson. Fine with me. You got D.D. Westbrook. You got Keaton Cole. You got Allen Hurns. You got Marquise Lee coming back if you bring him back. Solid receivers right there. All young. You don't really got to pay either of them. Marquise Lee's not going to be getting a bunch of money. I like it. I like it a lot. All right? Allen Robinson, go get paid somewhere else. But I really like what the Jags are doing. What the Jags are doing is kind of risky too, all right? Giving Blake Bortles all this money, not bringing back your best receiver, all right? It's going to be a bit of a risk. But I have a lot of faith in the receiving corps. Is it corpse? Is receiving core? Receiving corpse? I have no clue yet, all right? I've been struggling with that literally since I've gotten this podcast. I got to figure it out. Either way, though, letting Allen Robinson rock, I'm all right with it. I think it'll pay off. All right, like I said, those 4 guys they got there, all explosive players, all guys who could turn out to be good NFL players in this league. So I just wanted to mention that a little bit. Let's see. Next up, we're going to be talking Champions League. Going to talk Canelo. Going to talk Triple G. I'm going to talk, I guess we're going to make my picks for tonight's NBA game. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Are you looking for help for your fantasy football team? Check out the GSMC Fantasy Football Podcast. Get today's best advice on who to start, who to sit, even who you should draft. From sleeper picks to red hot lineups, they got it all covered for you. That's gsmcpodcast.com/fantasy-football-podcast. We'll cover traditional leagues, dynasty, PPR, even IDP leagues. When you need fantasy help, there's just one show to hit up. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit gsmcpodcast.com for more info.
Alright, and welcome back to the GSMC Sports Podcast. So far today, we did the weekend recap, talked about Monday's NBA games, and for that last segment, we talked a bit about Le'Veon Bell, Kirk Cousins, and a tiny bit about Allen Robinson. For this segment, we're going to be talking Champions League, going to be talking Canelo, going to be making my picks for tonight's NBA games. So let's get right into it. Let's start off with the whole Canelo thing, all right? So, Canelo tested positive for a PED in his drug test or whatever, voluntary drug test. Tested positive for trace amounts of clenbuterol? Oh, no, he tested positive for that, all right? Trace amounts means there wasn't really too much in there, okay? Is it a big story? Long answer, no it is not. Short answer, no. All right. Says he got it from eating contaminated meat. Yeah, I believe him. All right. There was a time a few years ago where some people from the Mexican national soccer team, same problem. All right. Like 5 players, I think it was. Or maybe it was about more like 7 years ago. Either way, it was like in the Gold Cup 2011. So it's like 7 years ago. And then a couple players from the U15 national team or whatever tested positive for the same thing. All right. They got off scot-free. Nothing happened. You want to know why? Because the farmers over there will feed that to their little cattle, whatever you call them. I'm not a farmer, all right? And they do that to make the meat more leaner, all right? This is a big problem over there. I highly doubt Canelo was eating Mexican meats, all right? Probably just went to a bad taco shop or something, and the meat he was eating probably had clenbuterol on it, all right? No big deal. Fight still, if it was a big deal, then they wouldn't have let the fight go on, all right? If he was testing positive for like anabolic steroids or whatever, the fight wouldn't go on, okay? Everyone else said it's fine, but now this puts a little shadow on Canelo and on the fight too. If Canelo wins, he was on PEDs. Canelo loses, Triple G beat a guy on PEDs. Canelo wins, there's going to be a third fight. All right? Triple G is the luckiest man on earth right now. All right? Because he gets a guaranteed third fight if he loses. Because he can push the narrative, Canelo was on PEDs, yada, yada, yada. When you know what? It's just not the case. All right? I was already checking Twitter. People running away saying the whole contaminated meat thing is a lie. It's not. All right? This has happened before. I've seen it. This happens. Okay? It wasn't even like it was like fully in his system. It was trace amounts, a tiny bit. But people are going to run with the narrative, try and push that Canelo's trying to cheat to fight Triple G and all that. So, yeah, we're going to get a third fight if Canelo wins. It's just going to happen. All right? But either way, that was a story yesterday. Like I said, it shouldn't be a big story or anything like that, but they're going to blow it up because it's got PEDs and it's got Canelo. All right? Canelo's the biggest star in boxing right now, not Triple G. I'll tell you that much. All right? And one thing, too, about boxing. After this fight, boxing belongs to the heavyweight division. All right? You got Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz fight over the weekend. This past weekend, Wilder won not by a knockout. People were saying that's one of the best fights of the year, probably the best fight of the year. All right? Next big fight to make in that division is Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. I don't think that's a fight you could put on pay-per-view, but it's a fight that's going to get a lot of views. All right? It's going to get ratings. The heavyweight division is on its come up right now. After Triple G and Canelo, there's really no fights to be made there. So the heavyweight division, people are saying that's been dead for quite some time, which it has, but nope, now it's starting to make its comeback, and I'm excited for it. All right, it's going to be interesting to see. But that's all I got to say about that. The whole Canelo thing, like I said, it's a non-story, non-issue. All right, but people are going to make it an issue, and that's going to be a thing if Canelo wins. So there's that. Now let's talk Champions League. All right, Liverpool drew with Porto today 0-0. Liverpool advances. Really no surprise there. But we did have Real Madrid and PSG playing today, and Madrid won that one 2-1. So they advanced, 5-2 on aggregate? Yeah, 5-2. Let me tell you something. PSG has all the money in the world, all right? Can pay for whoever they want, buy whoever they want. That's how they got Neymar. But they are by far, all right, if you're a PSG, listen to this. PSG fan, listen to this. That team is by far the most overrated team in the history of Europe. All right, Europe, talking about Champions League, all that is when I say Europe. All right, the most overrated team. Do not belong on the same level as a Bayern Munich, a Juventus, all right, a Madrid, a Barcelona, all right, even a Manchester City or Manchester United. Not even close to being on the same level at all. All right, so overrated it hurts. Surprised they don't play in New York because of how overrated they are. All right. When I say that, I'm meaning the Knicks, the Jets, anyone pretty much besides the Giants and Yankees. Overrated. All right. Completely overrated. All right. PSG, I think there was a little graphic like since 2011. Haven't even gotten to the semifinals, I think, in Champions League. Pretty much get knocked out in the quarterfinals, round of 16, year after year. They don't do anything, all right? They buy all these players, and nothing happens at all. All right? At all. They can't beat a team like Madrid. Can't beat teams like Barcelona. Can't beat teams like Chelsea. None of those teams. They struggle so much. All right? It's ridiculous. But now you got Madrid advancing. And let me see, I'm trying to find the graphic right now too. But you got Madrid advancing now. And Madrid, pretty much all they have to play for is Champions League now. All right, you're not winning. Oh, I got the graphic right here before I move on talking about Madrid. All right, so 2012, 2013, lost in the quarterfinals to Barcelona. All right, lost 3-3 on aggregate, lost because of away goals. 2013, 2014 quarterfinals, lost to Chelsea 3-3, lost on away goals. 2014, 2015, lost to Barcelona quarterfinals 5-1. 2015, 2016, lost the quarterfinals to Manchester City, 3-2. Last year, all right? I don't know what happened last year, all right? They were up 5-1 it was? They ended up losing 6-5 on aggregate to Barcelona in the round of 16. Ridiculous, all right? And then this year, 2017, 2018, lose round of 16. Real Madrid 5, PSG 2. This team can't even make it to the semis. So overrated. Not good, all right? Neymar is going to be leaving in the summer. He's going to be in Madrid. I'm calling that now too. Why would you want to play in PSG when you just dominate the sorry French league year after year? All right, French league has no competition at all. You put PSG in the Premier League, they struggle. All right? Yeah, they'll finish top 5, top 4, top 3 possibly. They're not going to win it, though. They can't handle it. PSG, most overrated team in the world. All right? Extremely overrated. And I can't stress that enough. All right? But as far as Madrid goes, they're doing pretty well. All right? Like I said, not going to be winning La Liga, so just focus on Champions League. They win Champions League, Zidane gets to stay another year, and everyone's happy. All right? Me personally, I'd rather my team win Champions League than they win their league, because Champions League is where all the best teams in Europe go to play. All right? Madrid's not my team or anything like that, but like I said, just personally, I'd rather see my team win Champions League rather than their league title. All right? I guess if my team was competing for the league title, my team's in the Premier League, but if they're competing for the league title, then yeah, I might be changing my mind. But either way, I think Champions League holds a little bit more weight than the league title. All right, so that's all I got to say about that. Now for the final part of the show. Let's make my picks for tonight's NBA games. All right, I'm calling it now. I'm getting every pick right. Calling it now. Let's see. The Sixers didn't play yet. All right, yeah, start off right here. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 games tonight. All right, like I said, I'm calling my shot. Getting them all right. First up, we got the 76ers facing off with the Charlotte Hornets. This one's in Charlotte. I'm going to go with the Sixers, all right? Sixers are a 14-18 team on the road. Hornets are an 18-15 team at home. I don't know. The Hornets have been playing well. Do I want to go with the Hornets or do I want to go with the Sixers? I think I want to go with the Sixers. I'm going to go with the Sixers. All right, I got Philly winning that one. Then we got the Hawks facing off with the Raptors. Hawks probably the worst road team in the league. 5-25 on the road. Raptors 26-5 at home. I'm going with the Raptors. Easy pick there. Then we got the Miami Heat facing off with the Washington Wizards. This is a bit of a tough one here, right? The Wizards are 18-14 at home. Heat are 16-17 on the road. Heat are on a back-to-back. So I'm going to go with the Wizards. But I think the Wizards are on a back-to-back too. I'm going to go with the Wizards either way since they're playing at home. Then for the first game on TNT tonight, we got the Rockets facing off with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder 21-10 at home. Rockets are 24-7 on the road. There's no way I'm getting all these picks right. Let's see. I'm going to go with the Rockets in that one. Don't really like the Thunder as a team. 37-28 this season, but I got the Rockets winning. Then we got the Nuggets facing off with the Dallas Mavericks. All right, the Nuggets are a terrible road team. 11-19 on the road. Mavericks are 12-21 at home, but the Mavericks are tanking. Got to go with the Nuggets in this one, all right? I'm going to go with them. Think they're going to be able to pull it out. Then we got the New York Knicks facing off with the Portland Trailblazers in Portland. Knicks are 8-26 on the road. Portland is 20-11 at home. I'm going with Portland, all right? Damian Lillard went off yesterday. I'm sure he's going to play extremely well today. So I got the Trailblazers winning that one. Then we got the Brooklyn Nets facing off with the Golden State Warriors. Is this really up for discussion? I got the Warriors winning this one easily. Then for the final game of the night on TNT, we got the Pelicans facing off with the Clippers. Not sure how the Clippers are favored in this one, all right? But either way, I'm going with the Pelicans. They've been playing extremely well. 36-26 this season, 19-14 on the road, 18-13 at home are the Clippers. Let's see, where are the Pelicans at currently in the standings? They should be 4th, I believe, in the West. They are 4th in the West, game behind Portland. Portland loses tonight. Pelicans win. Boom, all is good. I'm going with the Pelicans tonight against the Clippers, all right? So let's see. Let's recap my picks. I got the Sixers beating the Hornets, the Raptors beating the Hawks, Wizards beating the Heat, Rockets beating the Thunder, Nuggets beating the Mavericks, Trailblazers beating the Knicks, Warriors beating the Nets, and Pelicans beating the Clippers. Only one upset pick tonight, and that is the Pelicans over the Clippers. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for today's show. First segment, we did the weekend recap. Second segment, recapped Monday's NBA games. Third segment, talked football. And this segment, talked Canelo, talked soccer, Champions League specifically, and we made my picks for tonight's games. All right, so thanks for listening to the GSMC Sports Podcast. As always, I am your host, Jesse Tapia. We'll be back tomorrow, so stay tuned, and we'll talk to you later.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.